is up, man? Trying to get into this mock draft. Got my little Lions, little yay thing, I like to call it. Alright, ready for this draft, man. Now, man, it's here tomorrow. First round. Lions got the 8th pick. I'm about to get into a quick mock draft for 3 rounds. I know it's 7 rounds, but I only gonna give you 3 rounds, maybe 4 if I feel happy. I'm not gonna give you about 1 or 2 names. I think we could get in the first couple rounds. After that, it'll be pretty much positional and basically saying, "Hey, surprise me." Reason why I don't like to give too many names out is because I think we get caught up into it. We start over believing that Bob Quinn will draft this guy based off his history, this, that, and the third, what he's drafted, and I think we get caught up into that too much. So I'd rather personally wait till he drafts. That way we can research the guys he drafts and understand why they were drafted. But I mean, it's each your own, man. I understand why people want names. But like I said, I'll try to give you a couple names right now and a little bit of their background. For the first round pick, I think we'll stay at the number 8. I don't see us trading down until we get I don't see us making any trades in the draft until like the 2nd or 3rd round maybe, where we'll probably trade up or back. Let that be known. I don't feel like we'll do that in the first round. I think we'll keep our first round pick. And with that pick, I think the Detroit Lions will select the 2-time All-American select Binu Benzazueli, I believe his name is Binu Benzazueli. He plays for Wisconsin Badgers. Okay, he's a Wisconsin Big Ten offensive lineman, right guard, big run time blocker. Definitely big on run blocking. He's 6'6", if I'm correct, 315 pounds. So he's definitely a bruiser. This will be a very solid pickup if the Lions decide to draft him in the first round. You need, we've been trying to run the ball. We got Frank Ragnow, Ricky Wagner, who I believe comes from the same school as well. He's the 3rd offensive lineman to win the first team All-American twice. The last 2 guys to do it was back in the near the end of the 70s with Dennis Lick. And recent in the middle of the 2000s era, from 2000 to 2009 era, it was Joe Thomas, who was, as far as being selected first team All-American twice. And I think he'll be a solid bruiser. And that run game help get this bolster his run game more consistently. We saw what Frank Ragnow offered last year. As far as a run blocker, he had made some very good plays blocking the run. Had his moments where he, got beat up mainly against Aaron Donald, but he was a solid pick, and I think the Lions might make a move in the Big Ten this year. I think he would be. I think Binu or Benu, I can't pronounce his name, would be a good solid pickup for the Lions if they draft him. He would be a solid draft pick. Definitely starter ready on this offensive line. And I think we'll be able to definitely get the run blocking going. Another youth to the offensive line, which is better on the cap situation for us. The guy has started 49 games for Wisconsin and has played all 49 games. So he ranks as 4th as far as production. So he's, I think compared to the other guys, he's ranked number 4th on his starting and taking snaps. So I think he's a solid player. You know what I'm saying? When you're looking for a physical specimen, usually go find a big run blocker. Having a big run blocker like that, they can move people out the way, would be good. So with that being said, I think that's who we'll get no matter what. Or either if we don't get him and we trade back like people think in the first round, we'll still stay on that level of getting a guard. And I guess we'll just at that point and seeing who. 2nd round, I think we'll go linebacker. Probably an outside linebacker, a guy who could fit more of a 3-4 system, a guy who's maybe like a 260, 6'3" type of guy who can get after the quarterback. Comes to the top of my head is, we hear a lot from guys like G, like Khalil Hodge, a lot of people, of course, Josh Allen, Clinton Farrell. You hear a lot of those names. I can't think, and I'm fine whichever one of those guys they'll draft. I'll take them. I'll take them if they want. Josh Allen, hey, get him. And now I know people feel like Josh Allen's going to be like this guy who falls in the top 5. I just get this strange feeling because it happens every year that these these guys don't always fall where they're ranked to be drafted at. I feel like some of these guys don't make it out the first round, make it in the first round. I think these guys come out the second. Some of these guys may fall in the second round. It's not like these things don't happen, you know. And I feel like if I'm wrong and these three guys are picked up in the first round, I think in the second round, like I said, we'll get a linebacker. It could be one guy, I can't think of his name. I think his last name is Jerix or something like that. He's a 6'5", 260-pound. He's actually a hybrid defensive end and linebacker. So that tells me he could probably play in that outside linebacker position or as a defensive end. Guy who can actually get out the quarterback. He's also a good run stopper. I think maybe, I can't think of his name though. Man, does he come out of, is he from Washington? No, I forget the school. Oh my goodness, where did he come from? But yeah, I think we'll go somewhere around that type of guy. And if they do get a guy who can get out to the quarterback for that linebacker spot, best believe they're going to find somebody who's going to be a run stopper as well, just as much as he is as pass rusher coming from the outside, because they really value one. Matt Patricia values two things. If all else fails, if we can't get the quarterback, if we can't get interceptions, one thing he wants to consistently do is stop the run and have a secondary stop the pass some kind of way. So you can suspect when it comes to defensive players being drafted in this draft, you can suspect that we'll be getting some run stoppers, guys who can make tackles consistently against the run, whether it be a D-back, linebacker, D-tackle, D-end, wherever how you think they're going to go, linebacker, whatever. We're going to get guys who can stop the run, who can help tackle against the run. So that's a note that I believe that should be worth considering when you guys are doing your mock drafts. Whoever else makes videos tonight or tomorrow before the draft officially starts. Then as far as the third round, this is more. I'll give three positions they could go, and note that these three positions could fall in the fourth and fifth round as well. So wherever I name that we should go may not be the selected exact pick in that round, but it could be a fourth or fifth round pick. So with that being said, I think in the third round the Lions will go back to the offensive side of the ball, and I think they'll probably get, even if they can, they'll probably try to get a running back like Darrell Henderson. He was mocked by somebody else, another YouTuber earlier this week. I can't think of his name, but he was mocked by somebody else, and I like the thought of it because he's another big back. If we do get a running back, I do suspect a power back, because you know we have C.J. Anderson. People were saying we run back Zach Zinner, of course. But the reason why I think we will get a power back, because based off what they want to do with Kerryon. And I think what they want to do is, like I said, have him be like the finisher. Save him for the outside work. We know he can play in the inside, but that's not where they want to play him. They want to pound you and wear you down in the inside. That's why they got C.J. Anderson. Guys who can hurt you. Guys who likes to be physical. So think on that level. If we are getting a running back in this draft, think of somebody who's going to be a young bruiser to match properly with Kerryon. I think that's the obvious way to go. Now, if they don't go running back off third round, or if they do go sometime running back, think of a power back. Now, the next play I think we will get will be a wide receiver. Tight end. I think we'll get a tight end. Won't be a high promoted name. I know everybody's like T.J. Hockenson. I think whoever else may be a tight end that's any form productive, the Lions will go after. I don't think they're going to look for a superstar per se, but I think they're going to look for a guy who can be a good blocker, and who really, if you can match what Jesse James is bringing as far as a tight end, being able to move people out the way, making big blocks, and making catches when needed. I think that's the way the Lions want to use the tight end core. So I don't think they'll get a flashy receiving type. I know people like a Travis Kelce or such of that nature, but at the end of the day, I think we'll get another big bruiser who can move people out the way. The Lions offense needs to get more physical. And Matt Patricia is all about size, but not just size, but talent as well, as we know. And with that next pick, or the next position I think we'll draft, the Lions could go after. I'm worried. I know they'll get a D-back at some point in this draft, and I wouldn't be mad if that is the third round pick personally, because the Lions have to still make upgrades. It's not for certain what's going to go down with Teez Tabor. They may want to challenge that position, so they may go in the third round or even far as the fourth round and get another corner who they feel with some size who can come in and kind of fight for that number 2 side. In free agency, yeah, we got Justin Coleman, but he's more of a slot or a nickel kind of guy where they expect to use him. And we need really more of that outside guy who can match Slade across the other side who can go downfield. And I think that's where that third round pick could be invested. They may find that guy in the third round. They may find him in the fourth round. And I think that's how it'll go. Now, I will give, and this, you don't have to take me serious on this part, but I'll give an honorable mention. The Lions could very well still get another defensive tackle. A guy who can play like a better version of a Ricky John Francois, kind of guy who can play as a depth guy or, 5-foot position. A guy like him in his position, not who plays just like him, but another guy who probably fits our system as a defense tackle, not necessarily a run stopper, but a guy who can probably make tackles against the run, but also try to get after the quarterback. Somebody like that you put right over guard, not necessarily directly over center, but right there. Maybe I think the 5th or 6th round might subdue. I think we will get another defensive tackle at some point in this draft. That's just an honorable mention. But keep your eyes open for that possibility. And again, my mock draft isn't for you to agree with. You're welcome to disagree with. I ask for no insults or disrespect in this comment section of mine. Everybody keep it clean down there. Let's just be happy that the draft is finally here. We get to see the amazing go blue. I said the amazing go Honolulu blue. I should say this is right now. This is the only blue I care for at the moment. I can't wait to see these guys tomorrow on the draft. This weekend is going to be bumping. Y'all leave in the comment section how y'all feel, who y'all want to see get drafted. Please, not Greedy Williams. And let me know how you feel, man. Shout out to everybody. It's your boy Noam, and I'm signing out, man. Peace.